This emotionless loser sneaked out of his house to meet with this beautiful girl every night, but he didn't know that this beautiful girl was a vampire who wanted his blood. The story begins and we see a girl who gives love letter to the main hero, Ko, but Ko doesn't understand anything written in the letter as he never knew what love means. He ends up rejecting the girl. He tells her that it's not like she's not beautiful, but he just doesn't understand this emotion called love. Hearing all this, the girl runs away crying after getting rejected. Seeing Ko's behavior, all his friends start bullying him and say that he doesn't deserve love and care. As a result, Ko starts to avoid going to school. To escape his boredom, one night he decides to go out of the house. He wonders what the world looks like at night when everyone else is asleep. Filled with curiosity and excitement, Ko steps outside. He sees stars shining in the sky and everything was silent. Suddenly, he feels a sense of freedom because he could now do whatever he wanted without anyone watching or judging him. Just then, he spots a vending machine. He thinks of getting juice from it, but suddenly a girl named Nazuna, dressed in a black robe, appears out of nowhere and stops him. Ko thinks she might be a police officer, so he starts trying to explain himself, saying he wouldn't do anything wrong. Then Nazuna tells him that she's not a police officer but someone who helps people who can't sleep at night. She asks Ko to come with her. Though hesitant, Ko ends up following her. They reach Nazuna's apartment. Inside, she asks him to lie down. Ko gets suspicious, thinking maybe she's going to do something bad to him, so he thinks about running away. But Nazuna calms him and tells him to just relax and sleep. After a while, when Nazuna sees that Ko is asleep, she calls out to him a few times to make sure he's really asleep. When she doesn't get any response, she reveals her true form. She was actually a vampire who drinks human blood. She leans over Ko's neck and starts drinking his blood. But she didn't know that Ko was only pretending to be asleep. When he suddenly wakes up, both Nazuna and Ko panic. Nazuna had really enjoyed the taste of Ko's blood. She makes an excuse, saying a mosquito bit him, but it wasn't convincing. So, Nazuna ends up telling him the truth that she is a vampire. Hearing this, Ko gets worried, thinking he might now turn into a vampire. Nazuna explains that it doesn't work like that. Only a person who falls in love with the vampire who drank their blood, or any other vampire, can become a vampire. Ko thinks vampires must be evil, but after meeting Nazuna, he realizes he was wrong. She's actually a good vampire. The two go out again to feel better. During this, Nazuna asks Ko how it felt to come out at night. Ko tells her it felt amazing and that he wants to feel like that every night. So, he asks Nazuna to turn him into a vampire. Nazuna blushes and says that, as she told him before, he'll have to fall in love with her for that to happen. Ko agrees and says that he may not fully understand love, but he'll try to fall in love with her. Nazuna doesn't care much about that and says she just needs his blood every night. Ko agrees. After that, Nazuna picks Ko up in her arms and flies into the sky to show him the beauty of the whole city. The next night, Ko comes out again and offers his blood to Nazuna. Seeing this, Nazuna feels awkward and says that she's not the kind of vampire who wants to drink blood all the time. She'll only drink Ko's blood when she needs it. Ko starts coming out every night to meet Nazuna, and this time, he also brings 2 transceiver watches so that he and Nazuna can message each other. Seeing this, Nazuna gets very excited because it was something new for her. She asks Ko when he bought these watches. Ko then tells her a story. He says that 9 years ago he bought 2 watches, wore one himself, and placed the other one on top of a cabinet at school. But the very next day, that watch was gone, which meant someone had taken it. Ko tried many times to send messages to it, but he never received any response. Hearing this, Nazuna starts laughing, which Ko doesn't like. He gives her the other watch and explains that it only works within a 150 kilometers range. Then, Ko sends her a message, and Nazuna receives it. Again, she lifts Ko in her arms and takes him to the roof of his school. It was the first time in Ko's life that he had ever felt so peaceful. Afterward, Nazuna had her dinner of Ko's blood. On the way back home, Ko suddenly gets a signal from his long-lost watch. Then suddenly a familiar girl appears in front of him. Her name is Akira, and she was wearing the same watch which was lost in school. Ko asks her about it, and Akira explains that she found it on top of her cabinet. All this time, she had been waiting for the person who left it to finally send a signal. In fact, Akira and Ko were childhood friends. But as time passed, their friendship faded. They knew each other, but didn't talk much anymore. Akira asks Ko why he hasn't been coming to school, and Ko tells her everything and why he lost interest in going. Akira asks him to meet her again at the same time the next day. But Ko notices that Akira was already wearing her school uniform even though it's early 4 a.m. in morning. Akira tells him she's just used to going to school early. Ko finds it a little odd but doesn't question her much. The next morning at 4 a.m., they meet again. Ko notices that Nazuna was secretly watching him. He starts feeling like maybe he's cheated on her somehow. But Nazuna tells him it's nothing like that and starts teasing him for sitting and chatting with Akira at that hour. Akira starts thinking maybe Nazuna and Ko are dating. Nazuna then explains that there's nothing like that between them. Ko gets angry at Nazuna for making things awkward. Akira also starts to feel that something is off. Seeing this, Nazuna suddenly drinks Ko's blood and Akira immediately realizes that Nazuna is a vampire. After Akira leaves, Ko and Nazuna start walking together. Ko realizes that Nazuna is upset with him, so he tries to apologize. But Nazuna doesn't respond and walks away. Ko runs after her because now he is sure she's truly upset. He searches all the places where they usually met. While running up the stairs, he trips and gets injured. As morning approaches, he sends Nazuna one last message through his transceiver watch. Luckily, Nazuna receives the message and comes back to him. Ko apologizes again and says that whatever she thought was not true at all. Nazuna tells him that she's not mad at him, just a little irritated. She thought that after meeting Akira, Ko wouldn't come out at night to see her anymore and would start going to school in the morning. Ko understands her feelings and tells her that he would never do that and that he'll continue meeting her. Nazuna asks him about the blood on his lips, and Ko explains that he got hurt when he fell. Unable to resist, Nazuna drinks the blood from his lips, which was almost like a kiss. It felt very strange to Ko. Even after Nazuna leaves, he keeps staring at her as she walks away, with a strange feeling in his heart. The next day, Ko sees a couple kissing on a bridge, which reminds him of the kiss he had with Nazuna the previous night, making him feel quite strange. Ko realizes that people who are in love usually kiss each other. Thinking this makes him feel very excited, because in his mind, he now believed he had become a vampire. He meets Nazuna and once again offers her to drink his blood. Nazuna does so, but nothing happens to Ko, which means he hasn't turned into a vampire yet. Nazuna explains to him that just kissing someone doesn't mean you're in love with them, it's a special kind of feeling that can only be understood when you truly feel it. The next night, as Ko goes out again to meet Nazuna, he runs into Akira on the way. Since it was still midnight, Ko asks her why she's out so late. Akira tells him that she couldn't sleep, so she thought she'd go out for a walk. Ko takes Akira to Nazuna's apartment to introduce them. There, the three of them play games together. Nazuna then offers Akira a deal. If she wins the game, Nazuna will kiss her. Akira finds this very strange and asks if the same condition applies to Ko as well. Nazuna replies that yes, it does. Akira starts thinking that the two of them must be dating, but once again, Nazuna tells her that it's not like that at all. In fact, Ko wants to become a vampire, and Nazuna needs his blood. It was now time for Nazuna to have her dinner, which meant drinking Ko's blood. She drinks his blood again and then tells Ko and Akira to go to sleep. But after seeing all this, Akira starts to feel really weird. She's scared and wants to go to school as soon as possible. Nazuna stops her, saying that it's raining outside and promises not to do anything bad. Hearing this, Akira lies down there too. She thought she'd leave as soon as morning came, but without realizing, she ends up sleeping for 4 hours. It felt strange to her, but it was the best sleep she had in a long time. That day, Nazuna keeps losing at games and decides to take a hot bath. After the bath, she gets a message from Ko and immediately goes to meet him. For the first time, Ko sees Nazuna with her hair open and wet. He feels that maybe, just maybe, now he has fallen in love with Nazuna. So, once again he offers her his blood. Nazuna was very hungry, so she agrees and begins drinking his blood, but this time, she drinks too much. Ko starts feeling dizzy, and they go to a nearby hotel. But this hotel wasn't like ordinary hotels, it was a love hotel. Ko is confused, wondering why he still hasn't become a vampire. Nazuna explains that it's because he only feels physical attraction toward her looks. He doesn't truly love her. After this, the two of them go for a walk. Nazuna starts telling Ko about everyone whose blood she has drunk in the past, but Ko doesn't like hearing any of it. He feels jealous and tells Nazuna to only drink his blood. Nazuna reassures him, saying that ever since she met him, she's only drunk his blood because it tastes so good that she doesn't like anyone else's blood anymore. Ko then asks her where she gets money from if all she does is drink people's blood and play games. Nazuna tells him that she's already explained this before. She helps people who can't sleep at night after a tiring day by offering them massage. For her time and effort, she charges them 300 to 400 yen. Nazuna even gives Ko a demo of this. Just as she's about to drink his blood again, the doorbell rings. Actually, the woman at the door was one of Nazuna's clients who had come for an expensive massage. But Nazuna was too tired now. The problem was that she couldn't just send the customer away. So, she offers Ko a deal. He could give the massage instead of her, and in return, she would pay him 2,000 yen. For Ko, this was a big deal. On top of that, Nazuna gave him another offer: she would kiss him in return. So he agreed. But in reality, all this was just for money, and Ko still hadn't truly fallen in love with Nazuna. He calls the customer inside. Her name was Shirakawa. At first, Shirakawa doesn't feel comfortable with him. But slowly, she begins to trust Ko. Ko tells her that this is his first time giving someone a massage. Shirakawa was surprised to hear this, but it doesn't bother her much, because all her stress had gone away. Ko adds that his boss, Nazuna, is very busy. After the massage, Shirakawa leaves. Nazuna was also quite impressed with Ko's work because he did the job really well. So she takes him to a night party. At the party, seeing so many boys and girls around, Ko feels out of place. Then he notices two guys trying to flirt with Nazuna. Nazuna ignores them at first, thinking Ko would come help her. But Ko gets scared. She thought he wouldn't care, but to her surprise, Ko walks over, takes her hand, and leads her away. Ko tells Nazuna that he wants to go to a pool where there's no crowd at all. That gives Nazuna an idea. She lifts Ko up and takes him to the swimming pool at his school. They spend the whole night there together. The next night, while Ko was waiting for Nazuna, it starts to rain. He sees a girl pushing a man away and then walks toward him. She tells him to come with her. When Ko refuses, she takes the soda can from his hand and keeps walking. This angers Ko, and he demands his soda can back. But the girl doesn't listen. While walking, they reach under a highway. Suddenly, the girl turns around, hugs Ko, and lowers her head toward his neck. She was about to drink his blood. Her name was Siri, and she was also a vampire. Just then, Nazuna arrives and stops Sari from doing anything. From their expressions, it was clear that Nazuna and Sari didn't like each other at all. In fact, vampires had a rule: whenever they met a human, they had to either drink their blood and turn them into a vampire, or kill them. But Nazuna had broken this rule, which is why the other vampires, including Sari, wanted to kill Ko. Then, a vampire named Kabura picks Ko up and takes him to the rooftop of a building, where 3 other vampires were waiting: Nico, Midori, and Haru. Nico tells Ko that he has to choose one of them to turn him into a vampire. If he refuses, they'll have to kill him. Ko says he only likes Nazuna. Hearing this, all 3 vampires were shocked, because Ko rejected them in front of Nazuna. It's not that Nazuna wasn't beautiful, but compared to Nico and the other vampires, she wasn't as impressive. Nico sits beside Ko and tells him to choose her. But the others don't like this, and a fight breaks out among them. Then Nazuna arrives. But even now, Ko refuses to pick any of them. He says he only wants to become a vampire through Nazuna and no one else. Nazuna hears all of this too and tells Ko to leave. Nico and the other vampires inform Ko that if he doesn't turn into a vampire within 1 year, then he never will, which means he'll have to be killed. Ko asks Nazuna about this, and she tells him she forgot to mention it. Ko was shocked. How could Nazuna forget something so important? Then Nazuna remembers she still owes Ko a reward she had promised him, a kiss in exchange for the massage. So she kisses Ko and tells him to leave. Seeing this, the other vampires at the party were shocked. On the way back, Ko runs into Akira. He tells her about the time limit, and Akira advises him to fall in love with Nazuna as soon as possible. The next day, Ko meets Sari again. Ko panics and tries to run away, but Sari stops him because she understands his and Nazuna's situation and genuinely wants to help. She gives him a few tips, and based on that, Ko goes to Nazuna's apartment to ask her out on a date. But Nazuna was too busy playing video games. Ko gets angry and asks, "Are these games more important than me?" To which Nazuna replies, "Yes, they are." That makes Ko furious. He switches off the game console. Nazuna was a good vampire, so she doesn't argue and quietly goes with Ko. If she had gotten angry, things could have gone really bad for Ko. First, Ko takes her to watch a movie. Nazuna doesn't enjoy it at all but still sits there quietly with him. Then they go to a cafe to have coffee, and again, Nazuna just silently drinks it. Tired and disappointed, Ko heads back home, thinking, how am I ever going to get her to go along with all this? That night, Nazuna knocks on his window and says sorry because she could have at least pretended to enjoy the date, but she didn't. As an apology, she lifts Ko and takes him flying through the sky, showing him what a real date should feel like. The next day, as Ko goes out to meet Nazuna again, he runs into an old friend, Mahiru. He had been friends with both Akira and Mahiru since childhood, but as time passed, they all became busy with their own lives. After a long time, Ko and Mahiru talk again. Mahiru was a social person and loves mingling with others, but he apologizes to Ko for not keeping in touch. Then they meet Akira, who tells Mahiru all about Ko and Nazuna. Mahiru finds all of this quite interesting. But just then, he gets a message from home and promises to meet again before leaving. Later, Ko meets up with Nazuna again, and as they're walking together, Sari shows up. But before Sari can say anything to Ko, Nazuna kicks her away, sending her flying. Sari explains that she just wanted to talk to Ko. Nazuna questions this, saying, "How's that possible? Aren't you totally against humans and vampires being friends?" Sari admits, "Yes, I am, because humans and vampires can never truly be friends." After Nazuna leaves, Ko approaches Sari, who looks really sad. He asks her if everything's okay. Sari takes him to a nearby cafe and tells him that lots of guys like her and recently, one guy has been stalking her. Sari had no real plan to hurt that guy, but if things get out of control, she says she might end up killing him. She was still talking about this when suddenly someone knocked on the door. It was that same guy, Akun. Sari says, "People like him just want attention. Talk to them a little and they feel happy." But then, without permission, Akun opens the door and comes inside. Sari doesn't like this at all as he entered her room without asking. She's just about to attack him when Ko steps in and saves Akun, taking him away quickly. Sari follows them and catches up. She tells Ko to stay out of the whole situation, but Ko doesn't listen. So Sari gets ready to attack him, but just then, Nazuna arrives and tells her that she will never let Sari harm Ko. Nazuna asks Sari why she wants to kill a human, especially since she's always been turning them into vampires instead. "Is there something you're hiding?" Hearing this, Sari starts crying and confesses that a few days ago she met Akun at a park. His girlfriend had just left him, and he was very depressed. Sari thought she would turn him into a vampire. But after spending time with him, she realized he was a genuinely good person. So she didn't want to turn him anymore, which meant only one thing. Sari had fallen in love with Akun. But vampires and humans can never be together. So she started ignoring Akun. Akun, however, was confused and wanted to know why she was avoiding him. Today, when he came into her room, Sari lost control and was thinking of ending things for good. Saying this, Sari breaks down in tears. Akun goes up to Sari and holds out his arm, saying, "The time I spent with you was amazing. And if turning me into a vampire will make you feel better, then go ahead, drink my blood." Sari drinks Akun's blood and turns him into a vampire. That night, they all celebrate with a party. The next day, Nazuna's business isn't doing well. So she tells Ko to go out and find potential customers for her. Ko heads out at night, looking for someone tired who could use a good sleep. He finds a tired woman sitting on a bridge, smoking. Ko asks if she's okay. She replies, "Are you trying to flirt with me?" Then she laughs, and they both go to a nearby restaurant. There, the woman asks Ko why he's working so late at night. Ko tells her that he needs to find potential customers for his boss. After finding out Ko's age, she becomes suspicious and asks why he's working at this age when it's not even legal. "I could report your boss," she says. Ko starts to panic, but the woman laughs and says she won't do anything like that. She understands that if a kid is working this late at night, there must be some serious reason behind it. She tells Ko that she's a detective and her name is Anko. She specializes in finding missing people. Then she shows him a photo. It's of Akun. Seeing the photo, Ko was stunned. His expression changes completely. Noticing this, Anko pulls Ko toward her and demands to know what he knows. But Ko doesn't say anything. So Anko returns to normal and says, "If you ever find out anything, please tell me." After paying the bill, she leaves, or at least pretends to. In reality, she didn't leave. She had started suspecting Ko completely and decided to follow him. A few days later, Ko meets Akira and Mahiru again. The three of them decide to go to school and test out the old urban legends that had been going around over the years. For example, calling someone's name 3 times in front of a mirror or going near the piano to see if it plays on its own. But none of it happens. They all become convinced that these are just rumors. Then Mahiru says, "Do you guys remember the rumor about that teacher who disappeared 10 years ago? People say he still visits the classroom at night." Akira and Ko believe that's just a rumor too. But Mahiru tells them he has done some research and wants to check it out himself by going inside the classroom. The three of them arrive at the classroom, but as soon as the door opens, they get horrified as the teacher was actually present in front of them. He had been suppressing his hunger for years, but today, seeing humans in front of him, he just couldn't control himself and attacks Akira first. Seeing this, Mahiru jumps in to protect Akira. He asks Ko to help too, but Ko was in shock. He realizes that the teacher is a vampire. Suddenly Ko snaps out of it and uses all his strength to strike the teacher with a chair, sending him flying. The three of them try to escape, but they realize someone else is also present there. From the shadows, Enko emerges. She offers her blood to the teacher. The teacher immediately drinks it, but the taste was so disgusting that he collapses on the spot. Enko tells them that the teacher didn't know he had fallen in love with a vampire. So when he turned into a vampire himself, he couldn't accept his reality. He had never drunk human blood until now, but after so many years, seeing humans again, he lost control. Enko hugs the teacher because he was in deep pain. She then gives him a silver ring. It causes him intense pain, and as soon as sunlight touches him, his body turns to smoke and vanishes. After this, Enko warns Ko to stay away from vampires because now she knows he wants to become one too. She gives him her business card and says he can talk to her anytime if he wants to. After all this, Ko runs to Nazuna and tells her everything. She asks him, "Are you going to give up your dream of becoming a vampire just because of the detective?" Ko replies, "No, definitely not." They go outside. Nazuna asks him again, but Ko says no, although he admits the teacher's condition scared him. He tells her, "The detective could kill all of you too." Hearing this, Nazuna also becomes worried. She's been alive for a long time, and until now, no human had found a way to kill vampires. But that's no longer true. The detective killed one easily, which means she could kill all the vampires. Nazuna then drinks Ko's blood, and the two of them leave. On the way, Ko meets Mahiru, who warns him again about becoming a vampire. He says, "I don't want to see my friend end up like that teacher. Please take your time and think this through." The next day, before heading out, Ko starts thinking deeply. Should he abandon his desire to become a vampire, or should he go through with it? For the first time ever, Nazuna comes to visit him at his house. She had never entered a boy's room before, so she was excited. Noticing Ko was disturbed, she asks what's wrong. Ko tells her he's confused after meeting Mahiru and the detective. Nazuna confesses that she had lied to him all this time. She says, "Ever since I became a vampire, I've always felt lonely. I don't enjoy anything anymore. That's why you shouldn't become a vampire." Saying this, she gets up to leave. Ko tries to stop her, but bumps into a chair. The chair falls, a nearby remote falls too. The lights go off, and Ko falls on Nazuna. It seems like Nazuna is about to kiss him, but instead, she drinks his blood and leaves. The next day, Ko meets the detective again. He wants to know how much she knows about him. She tells him she knows everything, when and where he meets Nazuna, and that now he only has two options: give up his desire to become a vampire, or she will kill him herself. She says if he agrees, she promises to protect him and kill all the vampires. Hearing this, Ko gets angry. He says, "Not all vampires are bad, so you shouldn't do that, and I won't listen to you." Hearing this, the detective calls 911 and reports that a kid is out alone at night and may be in danger. This scares Ko. If the police catch him roaming at night, he'll never be able to go out again. He hides in a nearby park. That's when Hatsuka finds him and takes him away. There, Ko learns that Hatsuka is actually a boy. Hatsuka tells him about a fight between Nazuna and Nico. Nazuna didn't want Nico to kill Ko if he refused to become a vampire, but Nico wanted to punish both Nazuna and Ko for breaking vampire rules. Hatsuka offers to help Ko become a vampire. He explains that he can brainwash people into falling in love with him, and then turn them into vampires. Ko was shocked as Hatsuka is a boy, after all. He refuses, saying he only wants to be with Nazuna. Hatsuka tells him to hurry and become a vampire, because he doesn't want Nico to harm him out of anger. Once again, Ko starts searching for Nazuna and finally finds her. Nazuna assumes he must be angry because she lied about how fun the nights were. While she was lost in thought, Ko shows up and tells her, "I really enjoy spending time with you. That's why I want to become a vampire, for you." He hasn't even finished his sentence when Nazuna pulls him in and kisses him. She tells him, "I will definitely turn you into a vampire." And with that, this romance anime comes to an end. So if you liked this recap, give this video a like and subscribe to the channel for more recaps.